que tienen la cámara activada van a salir. Listo, voy a empezar. Good morning. So today we're going to review about the present perfect. We were talking about this in our previous class, but some of you seemed that didn't have the clear picture of what is the present perfect. But don't worry, we are going to go over the present perfect again, okay? So present perfect, simple. This is the structure. You have to use the pronoun or the noun or even the name of the person you're talking about plus have. So for you to follow my explanation, you have to be on this page, okay? Page 76 of your student book in the part of grammar, okay? Grammar part. One moment, let me accept. Yes, like that, Jose, thank you. All right, so the grammar part. You have to use I, you, we, they with have. We use these with have always because when you're talking about the third person, you have to use has. It is very important. There was one of those sentences in exercise number 4 that was talking about Tommy. So when you're talking about Tommy, what verb do you have to use? Anyone who can tell me?
Has.
Has. Why? Because we're talking about who? Someone else, right? And that person is a
We're
he.
talking about third person.
Third person. Yes. So remember, I plus have or has, depending on who you're talking about, and then the verb in past participle. The past participle of the verb depends on what type of verb it is. It is sometimes a regular verb that like work. Work is a regular verb. Like one moment, I have to accept the new members of the conference. Okay, so
Teacher,
work
excuse me, what page?
76 student book, please. Grammar part. Okay,
Thank you.
so remember, when we are talking about a regular verb, you have to use ed. So work is worked, ed. Okay, but you see over here, there's another example with an irregular verb. So what is the past of the verb to write? What is the past? The regular past, simple past. Anyone? What is the past of write?
Wrote.
Wrote. Yes, that's the past. But in this case, this is the past participle. Is something different. Is written. Okay. I have written. So you use the past. The present perfect to talk about something that happened in the past that may still continue in the present. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but with these examples, you will have everything clear. So for an action that happened in the past, but those results are obvious in the present. You see,
Teacher,
is
in the
yes,
is people that want to enter the class.
they have to use 76, Valentina. You have to use the link that I sent via Irukai email. There's a link over there. All right. Page 76, Sebastian. Okay. One more time, we were talking about this. So let's take a look at this car. You see the car is dirty, okay? So the second picture, the person is cleaning the car, washing the car, and
Teacher,
then now the car,
one
yes,
question.
yes.
What is the page? What is the page with stay?
The what page of the student book, you mean?
Yeah.
76, 76, please. This one, let me show you. This part, life experiences, grammar, okay? All right. So we were talking about this car. Okay. The car was dirty. He washed the car, and then now the car is clean. So this is the explanation for an action that happened in the past, but those results are obvious in the present. So the car was dirty. He washed it. Now it's obvious that it's clean. So this is the way to talk about that action using the present perfect. He has washed the car. All right. So you see, he, we have to use has because it's the third person, right? And then we use washed with ed. This is the past participle of the word of the verb to wash. It is very important that you have to use the past participle and then the car, right? That's the way to use the present perfect. Then go to your study book again, okay? And take a look at this part. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We use what verb? What is the first verb that we use before the main verb? It is the auxiliary verb or the main verb? Anyone who can tell
Is the
me?
auxiliary verb?
Auxiliary verb. Yes. And what was the auxiliary verb?
Because
Um,
in the sentence we use the auxiliary verb.
Y- Yes. But what auxiliary verb? Take a look at my screen.
Ha
Yes. Have or has, depending on the person, right? If you're talking about I, you, we, they, that is have. If you're talking about he, she, or it, that is has because it's a third person. Okay. So if you're
okay.
talking about a man, a female, a thing, or an animal, you use has. Okay. Plus the past participle of what verb? Is it the
Uh,
auxiliary or the main verb?
have a have a
No, no. Remember, have is the first verb. Take a look at this. I have never talked. So this is a contraction for have, right? This one. Yes. And then this is the main verb. So this is the one that goes in past participle. Okay. So remember, it's I plus have or apostrophe VE. That is the contraction of have plus the verb in past participle. Okay. It's the main verb. So if you are with your book over there, so underline or circle this. We use the auxiliary verb and then have plus the past participle of the main verb.
verb.
Okay? Main verb. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we use the present perfect to talk about experiences in when? Past
The
perfect
past.
in the past.
Past.
Yes.
The past.
So to know the answer of that, remember this: dirty car, wash car, clean car. So we were talking about that he washed the car before, now it's clean. Okay? So that's the way to talk about the present perfect. Let me show you one more time. Okay, here. So we can or cannot use words like last week or
Can't.
ago. Can't, right?
Can't.
Why? If we use last
Because
week or
and use the
a
word
month ago, what is it?
no.
What tense would be?
Because I think is don't use the last week or no with the present perfect.
Yeah, we cannot use those. Yes, because if we use last week, ago, last year, last month, or whatever, then we will be talking about past simple, something that happened in the past and finished completely. Okay,
Okay.
so you cannot or you can't use words like last week or ago to talk about things in the present perfect. Okay, we
okay.
cannot. Right, so circle can't. Okay, circle or underline can't. Number four, we can use ever in present perfect. Take a look at this. Have you ever? Is that a statement or a question?
Question.
All right, so underline or circle questions. Okay, so we can use ever in present perfect questions. What is the meaning of have you ever in Spanish?
¿Alguna vez?
Alguna vez. Exactly. Yes. Have you ever? Those are questions. Number five, we can use never in present perfect.
Statements.
Statement. Yes, this is the answer. I have never. Right? Yo nunca. I have never. Okay. So we are going to make the sentences that you had for homework last week, just to help you see maybe what were your mistakes if you were wrong. But some of you were not wrong. Some of you did very good. Some of you got 10 out of 10. But that's okay. We're going to review that. So number one, it says, my mom never visit Antarctica. So it should be
My mom has never visited Antarctica.
exactly. So you have to use has because we're talking about someone else. In this case, is mom. Okay, my mom. Okay, my mom has never visited, so it has to go with the ed at the end. Okay,
Visited.
visited. Well, yes, that's the way it's spelled. Okay, number
Okay.
two.
Me,
I never camp in the winter, so it should be
I
like
have
this.
never camped in the
Camp.
winter.
Yes, it's very important. The ending of the verb ed. I never camped in the winter. Okay. Number three. You ever work in a factory?
Have,
You
have you ever worked in a factory?
Exactly. So the key here
Agriculture.
to know that that is a question is the question mark. Okay. You see the question mark. So you have to use and you have to remember this. Ever always goes with question. So have you ever work in a factory? Okay. In goes with ed. Okay. Have
Yeah.
you ever worked? Okay, this one was very tricky. Some of you didn't get it right.
teacher,
So,
can I respond the question?
oh, yes, of course. Go ahead. So, what would be the answer?
Okay. Uh, is have Tony ever repaired a computer?
Exactly. Yes. Has Tony ever repaired a computer? So it has to be has because you're talking about someone else. You don't know Tony, and that's a he. That's a man. So has Tony ever repaired a computer? Okay. Remember, repaired with ed at the end. Number five. What's the answer to number
We,
five?
Uh,
We
we have returned to our school.
exactly. Yeah. So we have never returned it with ed at the end to our old school. Okay. So that's the way to use the present perfect. Remember, ever always goes with questions. Have you ever? Remember that. Have you ever means alguna vez, right? And never goes with statements or regular sentences. All right. No questions. That's the point and that's the key to know how to use the present perfect. And remember the car. That's the key. The car, the dirty car, wash car, clean car. You have this presentation on Ilkai, this one, and there's another one. There is an interactive presentation. Let me show you. I think I have it over here. I don't have it here, but it's an interactive presentation that you have to use on full screen, like this. 1 second, like this.
Okay.
And then you will see some pictures and
Teacher, I don't
yeah,
see any pictures
no,
in
no,
the
profe,
no, it's not
Pablo,
visible.
Pablo, por
Pablo,
ahí
Pablo, sí.
que se
Okay.
me fue la luz
Okay,
en la casa.
déjeme I'm going to stop the recording, okay? Just 1 second. Let me see. 1 second.
Okay.